Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since I gave you an update, and the biggest one is that my roof does not roof very well at all. We had a big rainstorm come through yesterday, and it's the first significant rain that we've had since I bought this place a month ago, and it leaked like crazy all over this area of the shop. So the two biggest leaks were right on top of this stuff. I had a piece of copper up here that just sprayed it everywhere, all over all this stuff, and it kind of was pooling up right down here. So I've got to get all this stuff out of the way. But by far the worst leak was over this bench, which I purposely put all the things that I wanted to keep off of the floor, including, sadly, my Kurt milling vise. So the mill vise was actually sitting inside this now soaked cardboard box, pardon me, and it's got some pretty hefty rust on here. This was sitting over on the floor by my welding table. So I'm about to spray this all down and hit it with some fine steel wool. I'm going to spray it with some WD-40 to try to loosen up this rust. The underside is also quite bad. So of course it would leak on the thing that is the most expensive thing for me to replace right now. Thankfully, I didn't have any leaks over any of the machines, so that's fantastic. I had a couple of other leaks, one of them on the floor right around this area, and there was some water over in the floor drain area over here. Nothing major there. Now this is an old building. It's a steel building, pole barn built in the 1960s. And the outside, at least, is all put together with nails with rubber washers. So hopefully the leaks are coming from some of those nails that have gotten worked up over the years by expansion and contraction and wind and things like that. So I'm going to get up there this weekend and walk around on this roof and see if there's anything that I can spot. And of course, I will start the process of replacing all of those nails with screws so that doesn't happen again. Future Stewart here. As it turns out, the roof had been replaced at some point in the past and they used screws. However, most of those had started to back out. I went ahead and spent some quality time up there tightening down all the screws that I could and sealing around the ones that were stripped out. I only got about a quarter of the roof done before my legs started giving out though. Pro tip, do not skip leg day for 45 years straight and then go straight into doing 10,000 squats. My legs have hated me all week. Even though I didn't finish the entire roof, I concentrated my efforts on the area where most of the leaks had been occurring. The next time I kill my legs, I'll be on the opposite side of the building where I still have a pretty significant amount of leaks. I have cleared out a fair amount in this area. I just need to get rid of that little bureau thing and take down these light fixtures. And then I'm going to tear down the spray booth. Obviously, I've already spent this month's YouTube money on a ladder, and I'm going to get up there and break it loose from the trusses. I have some cleaning footage that I'll throw in here as well. I'd like to take some time to welcome my newest supporter over on Patreon, Alberto Lopez. Muchas gracias, mi amigo, y bienvenido. If you'd like to help support the channel just like Alberto and the other amazing people that you see on the screen right now, head on over to Patreon. The link is down in the description. I'm not entirely sure why the previous owners had so many rocks in their shed or what I'm planning on doing with them eventually, but for right now, I'm just going to use them to hold down all these buckets to the earth. I do have my moving footage still that I am in the process of editing, but I only just found where I had packed up my SD card reader. So yeah, I've not been making great progress in unpacking, as you can see. I also attempted anyway to get the head back onto the CNC mill. However, I ran out of room on the chain fall, so maybe this weekend I will try to get the mill down off of these timbers, and I think that'll give me enough room. Other than that, I've got a concrete guy coming tomorrow to take a look at this stuff. A lot of people were asking me about the footings and saying, have the footings sunk as well? There are no footings in this. This is an old pole barn that was built in the 1960s, and they just built the building and then poured this floor in place. So yeah, there's really not a lot to this floor. There may or may not even be any steel in it. I don't know. So it's not the greatest, but it'll have to do for now because, of course, I'm not independently wealthy. So the big things right now for me are getting the floor fixed, getting the old spray booth torn down, building an office in that corner, and hopefully replacing that sliding door with a roll-up overhead door. But that really depends on how much all this other stuff costs and whether or not I need to replace the roof first. So I don't know. There are a few boards up here that are showing obvious signs of water damage, like that fellow right there. And I don't know, we'll have to take a look. I've noticed as well, there are some larger boards over in this side of the shop. This one obviously is falling down right now. There's some obvious signs of rot on that one right there. So I'm gonna have to get up there and take a closer look once I get the spray booth torn down. And of course these boards behind our diagonal friend there, they're not exactly looking pristine. So I've got a lot of work to do. I may have made a huge mistake. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.